for today's cup of coffee.
I'm in a boot.
We did.
And I'm sick.
The boot for kids, ankle, foot, whatever, finally did arrive. It is helping him, and he's enjoying it thoroughly because he's stomping around making Frankenstein noises.
Not intentionally. I wasn't even thinking of that. I'm just like, I'm in a boot. I can't walk normally.
Then last night, we're recording this on October the 7th, so previous night he had a fever, which has nothing to do with the foot. It was just adding insult to injury. Mm-hmm. Then this morning he wakes up, he has an earache. Yeah.
Everything hurts. Everything hurts. My whole body is pain.
But because we don't throw things away.
Aren't I just the luckiest person alive? I just got the best.
You're alive. You survived.
Yeah, I got the best luck in the fucking world.
I thought it was pretty cool because we do not throw away medications.
Yeah.
And so in my stockpile, I found penicillin for him. And it was just short 3 pills of being a complete regimen of it.
Loves it.
Yes, because don't throw things away.
No.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if they're like 20, 30 years old, yeah, you might want to Google search on that. But other than that, no, I don't do that. So, and I need to explain, it wasn't that he just wrecked on a road. The road that he was coming down is, I mean, it's straight up a hill.
Yeah.
Very, very steep, and that where the rain and stuff has washed all that out because it was not properly ditched or anything. There are ruts in that road that some of them's like 4 or 5 inches deep.
Yes.
If you take a vehicle up there, you have to drive on the high points, what few there are.
You have to straddle the fucking ruts in the road.
Right. That or it's deep enough to where it could actually damage the undercarriage of vehicle. Now, if you got a truck,
break your axle too.
If you've got a truck, even then, you would still have to be careful and watch. So it wasn't
driving the overgrown part.
Yeah, it wasn't that he just wrecked. It was
I wrecked twice.
He misjudged the wreck. Now, as far as him driving on the flat road, now that's on him, and the dog.
The damn dog.
The dog. You should have pedaled faster.
I was pedaling as fast as I could with an injured foot.
Well, that's true. That's true. Dog spray. Somebody suggested that you get you a can of dog spray, which I guess must be a lesser form of bear spray.
It's basically like mace.
So, that is a thought. You could actually put a piece of Velcro and just stick that there on the handlebars so you could grab it real quick. Yes. For
Love
today's cup of coffee, all that being said, this is reminiscent of Victorian times, and it's one of my huge fears. Yeah.
What is it?
From Daily Mail, this is by Chris Jewers on October the 7th of 2022. An Australian hospital is under investigation following disturbing allegations that a patient was still alive when nurses sent him to the morgue in a body bag. Yeah.
It's fucked up.
And Kevin Reed, a palliative care patient, and palliative care is specialized medical care that focuses on providing patients relief from pain and other symptoms of a serious illness, such as cancer or a heart condition, died in Rockingham General Hospital south of Perth. But whether that was on the night of September the 5th or the following day on September the 6th, has been called into question. Nurses allegedly decided he was dead on September the 5th and placed him in a body bag.
Wow.
But the following day, a doctor at the hospital discovered fresh blood on the patient's hospital gown. 2 of his limbs had moved and his eyes were open, raising concerns that the man had still been alive when put in the bag. Yeah, that's horrific.
Yeah, they killed him.
That is just horrific.
They killed him, didn't they?
Well, he had some kind of condition that he was not in the best of health anyhow. So I'm not saying that what they did was right. And these are allegations. Now, this is one of those, because this is being investigated, it is alleged. Western Australia's Coroner's Court confirmed an investigation was underway into the death of the man after receiving a request from a doctor at the hospital. On the evening of September the 5th, nurses believed the man died and informed the family before transferring him to the morgue without issuing a death certificate. No doctor.
Wow, that's a big no.
Yes, it is. No doctor attended to certify the death, which the hospital has blamed on being short-staffed.
No, they just got lazy. They were just like, fuck it, you're already based on death stores. Let's just give you a kick.
And it says also due to the confusion because 2 patients had died within moments of each other. The doctor attended the other patient's ward, but not Mr. Reed's, and he was transferred to the mortuary. It wasn't until the next day when an organ donation organization contacted the hospital for permission to take the man's organs that a doctor was asked to certify his death. I thought that when organs were harvested, that had to be basically almost immediately.
No, the person can be dead and just refrigerated and then.
Well, that's what a morgue is basically.
Yeah.
It's a refrigeration unit.
Yeah.
So it says.
It's also cut down the stink.
Well, yeah.
Slow the decay process.
Yeah, which happens almost immediately. It
It's
truly
a giant
does.
fucking freezer.
Well, yeah.
It's a deep freeze for bodies.
In a report sent to the coroner, the doctor allegedly made a gruesome discovery when he unzipped the body bag. The doctor allegedly discovered fresh blood on the patient's hospital gown from a wound on his arm. 2 of his limbs had moved from the position they were placed in, and his eyes were open. I think that's the most horrific. I mean, all of it's horrific, but dear God. And
that's ew.
The doctor wrote in his report to the coroner, which was first reported by Business News, quote, "I believe the frank blood from a new skin tear, arm position, and eye signs were inconsistent with a person who was post-mortem on arrival at the morgue," end quote. Other staff reportedly confirmed the man's eyes had been closed when he had been dressed in a clean gown before being moved to the ward to the morgue, prompting the doctor to record the death as having occurred on September the 6th. The doctor claims he was pressured by senior hospital staff to backdate the man's death after a funeral director questioned the discrepancy between the date on the death certificate and the one given to them by the family. The doctor refused to backdate the man's time of death and instead notified his head of department. Quote, "I also specifically asked about open disclosure and coronal discussions." I mean, it's like, coroner type thing. Mm-hmm. To which I was told the executive team would ensure this occurred if deemed necessary, end quote. And that was the doctor who had stated that. WA Deputy Liberal Leader Libby Medham, that's entirely too much to read, is what title,
yes,
described the medical blunder as, quote, "simply inexcusable and horrific," end quote, and called for an investigation by the Crime and Corruption Commission and a royal commission into the state's health system. And M.A. Medham quoted and said, "We are seeing a health system which lurches from crisis to crisis. What we do need to see is a response from the McGowan government which gives some assurance that every effort is made to ensure that there is a transparent and thorough investigation into these deeply disturbing and horrific reports. Our heart goes out to the family of the 55-year-old that is associated with these reports," end quote. Which I thought was a very poor choice of phrase on that, since they had gone to harvest the organs. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's just because
a little trauma in the organs for the next
warped sense of humor. What if they went ahead and harvested the organs?
Oh, the people that's going to be getting those organs if they did harvest them. That those poor what are they called, recipients?
Yeah.
those poor recipients are going to have that anxiety because it's built up in the organs.
And it says South Metropolitan Health Service Chief Executive Paul Forden strongly refuted the claim to reporters, saying an experienced nurse had assessed Mr. Reed and found no signs of life. Mr. Forden also said some 5 hours passed between the nurse's assessment and the body being transferred, and that the man's family were present at his bedside for some of that after being notified and rushing to the hospital. He added an investigation being done by health officials was not looking into when the man died. And he stated, quote, "Please let me be really clear. The investigation is into the protocols following the death of the patient, not into whether that patient was deceased," end quote. That's called covering your ass. Because that's what some of these administrators get paid to do, is to cover up mistakes like that.
Yeah. Damn.
But that one doctor, for him to be that appalled that he actually reported that, he didn't do that just for shits and giggles.
Who would?
You really?
Like, that's fucked up. Like, the fact that they're trying their hardest to cover it up, but like, that doctor's like, "Nah, y'all ain't doing this shit."
Right. And it could have been, and having been present at the time of somebody's passing before, it's weird because, like, with the EKG machine and stuff, there will be like these little blips. And they'll call it, that the person is already dead, but they're still little blips. Which is freaky.
Which means they're not, in my opinion, that would be like, they're not quite dead yet.
Well, I think I don't know if it's like some kind of residual current that's in the heart or whatever. That's why you have to have a doctor or somebody to certify these things. And no, while they did not follow protocol, obviously, because that one dude that had died at the same time, he got the doctor. This guy did not.
Yeah.
So, but that was horrible. Now, as far as 5 hours, I doubt that also, because again, with the decay process beginning almost immediately, and that he was an organ donor, no, they're not going to let the body be sitting out for 5 hours.
No,
They've lied on that.
They've lied majorly, and people are seeing right through it.
Yeah. But that's how horrific. Again, that is just one of those buried alive scenarios. Can you imagine waking up in a body bag inside of a morgue drawer?
Do the freezers where you put the bodies, I wonder if those lock?
Well, I'm sure that it's got one of those latch type, like the handle that you have to raise it up from the outside. I don't think that they've got handles on the inside.
They should have handles on the inside just in case.
Yeah, or some kind of bell or something like the Victorians had, where they had either the bells or they had those tubes to where they could cry out.
Yeah, like a little walkie-talkie in there.
That would be bad.
Help! I'm not dead. Bring out your dead. I'm not dead.
Oh.
That's when they come in with a rolling pin and just bonk you.
Yeah.
To make sure you are dead.
Well, that is the thing about embalming, because by then you know that somebody's dead.
Except for the kid who went through the process and then sat up in his
God, that's
in the
horrifying
fucking funeral.
Also. That is
and
horrifying.
then laid back down. He spoke, was like, "Can I have a glass of water?" Then laid back down and he was dead. Dead.
But yeah, after somebody's embalmed, there is no question to it. But most of the time, I mean, it's like the body changes colors, everything.
Yes.
But that's why they used to put the mirror under somebody's nose. Because if there was any kind of breath, then of course you had some fog there. Like I said, this is just one of those horrible, horrible follow the house of Usher type things.
Yeah.
So God love this family for real, because to have to lose somebody anyhow But then to think of the loved one suffering in their final moments.
It's like, holy shit, that's trauma. Like, do they not understand by them covering up, that is causing them more trauma?
Absolutely, that has caused that family horrible trauma.
But, like, they're causing it more trauma.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to cover their asses and save them money.
Sure they are.
Because their money is more important than the emotions and feelings of others.
That is exactly what it's about, is the money. So that was a spooky one. That one got to me when I'm ready to, I'm like, oh. Yeah.
You want to know what fucked me up?
What?
The scene from Final Destination where those two girls got trapped in the tanning beds.
I've never watched any of those movies, so.
Fucked me up. They got set on fire. They cooked in those things, literally.
I was never much on tanning beds when they had the thing when it first started.
I never been in a tanning
because all it did was make me look jaundiced and itch.
You don't tan that well.
No, not like that. Now in the sun, yes I do, but the artificial thing, no. Jaundice is not a good look for me.
Gives you some color.
Yeah,
Gives you some color.
It's like, I love pumpkins. I do not want to be that color. Yeah.
Donald Trump in the early election
Well, he likes
run.
his bronzer. He does.
That ain't bronzer. That's Cheeto dust. That's Dorito dust.
I actually saw a gentleman when I was in nursing that I had never seen that degree of jaundice. I really had not. And he looked like he had been dipped in betadine. And I thought, what the hell is wrong with that man? And then it dawned on me later that he had jaundice. It's an interesting thing to witness. Most of the time, jaundice is, people will notice it.
It's the eyes.
Yeah. Yellowing
yellow.
of the sclera. So, no, let's not do that. Let's check.
I'll be dipped in a thing of Cheeto dust.
3 times check as far as if somebody's dead or not. That was really, really scary.
Wave a Cheeto under their nose. There you go.
I don't know why he's on this kick, because I'm not saying anything on that.
Because it's fucking funny.
Let me tell you something. I'd rather have a Cheeto any day than weekend at Bernie's.
You're taking that as a insult, and it's not. It's a fucking joke.
I saw it. I saw Glenn Beck do his bullshit.
Because it's funny.
No,
and it was true.
He was just an idiot, was what it was, and he had to eat crow on that one.
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying anything negative about the dude, except for the fact that he looked like he rolled in fucking Cheeto dust.
I don't give a damn what he looks like. I don't care.
It's not a matter of
go out and roll in Kool-Aid, as far as I'm concerned.
I don't know if he actually did that. I would be like, is he mentally well?
Well,
Of course, then again, the people that normally do that, because there are people that would do that just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you mentally well? Are you okay?
In today's world, where up is down, and who knows? But, I pray for this family. I truly do, because this was a horrific thing. That just, To die basically twice.
Has anyone woke up someone from the dead? Like from death's bed?
Yes.
With food?
Not with food.
Like you just wave a slice of pizza under their nose and they're like,
no.
Might.
No, but there was one who has praised the dead very much. Very politicized.
I got that.
Somebody that was at least 3 days dead, too. It wasn't just sort of dead. It was totally dead.
Zombie. He was a zombie.
No, he wasn't a zombie. That must have been something to see. You talk about a family freaking out.
You stink.
That's what they said, but Lord, he stinketh. That's one of my favorite lines in the entire scripture. But anyhow, if you've had experiences...
You smell like rotted corpse. Odd.
If you've had experiences with the paranormal, supernatural, encounters with UFOs, aliens, cryptids, I pray to God that none of you all have had family members that have had anything like this, send us an email, cupofcoffeewithscream @gmail.com. Link to the article and to the email address is there in the description box.
Mm-hmm.
Prayers for kid. Prayers for the mama of the kid.
I got a fucking boot and a pinky brace.
That ain't the problem. The earache is what concerns me more than the other. But with antibiotics,
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
It's not the first time I've had an earache.
No. He was my problem child health wise. So, yeah. Know that you're loved. If you need prayers, feel free to send us an email. If I am slow responding to emails, now you know why.
Yes.
You know why.
If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and most of all, subscribe and click that notification button for daily notifications of our daily uploads. Thank you all, and have a good...
Yeah. I think I'm going to go fix a bologna sandwich. Yeah.
I almost finished that partially smoked cigarette. Front.
And we'll see you on the next cup. Bye.
Bye.